So hello, good day everyone. I am Guadalquiver from BSN 11G Group 27, and so for today, I'm going to perform a proper written demonstration about the eye assessment. So most of the people consider vision as the most important sense. So in this case, in doing the eye assessment, it will help us to determine if the patient has any abnormalities in his or her vision. So first and foremost is we need to check for the patient's medical record, if any. So since my patient has no any medical records because it is her first time in doing this assessment. Next is we need to determine the scope of the assessment and prepare the equipment to be needed. So we have the Snellen chart, we also have the opaque card, we also have the notebook and the pen, we have the pen light, and also we have the alcohol, and also perform hand hygiene in order to deter the spread of the microorganisms. And don gloves if needed. So I already closed the door, fixed the curtains, and adjust the room temperature and provide adequate lighting for my patient's comfort and privacy. So hello ma'am, good day. How are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Okay ma'am, that's great. So it is important to greet the client in order to establish a good rapport between the healthcare provider and the patient. So ma'am, let me introduce myself to you. I am Guadalquiver and I am your student nurse for today. So may I know your full name please?
I'm Mrs. Shelly Aguilar.
Okay, so when is your birthday?
My birthday is July 1, 1969.
Okay, how would you like me to call you?
Just call me Sheen.
Okay, so which language do you prefer? Do you prefer English or Bisaya?
I prepare English.
Okay, that's great. So okay, Ma'am Shen, the procedure that I'll be doing is I'm going to assess your eyes in order for you to see in different angle in light or dark, and also there are certain procedures that we need to follow, such as sitting or standing, and following my gestures of my hand and light. So is there any questions?
None so far.
Okay, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. So check for use of any visual aids prior to starting the test. Had the client to stand 20 feet from the Snellen or E-chart, cover the eye being tested, and ask him or her to read each line until he or she cannot decipher the letters of their direction. So took 3 readings, the right eye, the left eye, and the both eyes. So Ma'am Shelly, can you stand up for me please? Okay, and kindly cover your left eye. Okay, and kindly read what is on the chart.
E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, C, F, D, E, D, F, C, Z, P, F, E, L, O, P, E, D.
Okay, so kindly cover your right eye and kindly read what is on the chart.
E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, C, F, D, E, D, R, C, Z, P.
Okay, and kindly give me the card and kindly read it, what is on the chart.
E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, C, F, D, E, D, F, C, Z, P.
So okay, kindly sit down actually, thank you. So recorded the readings of each eye of both eyes, the smallest line from which the person is able to read 1/2 or more than letters. And perform selection vision test, light perception, hand movements, then counting fingers if necessary. If the client is unable to see even the top line of 20/200 of the Snellen type chart. So Ma'am Shelly, kindly look at my finger and tell me where does it point? Upward. Right. Left. Down. Okay, that's great. And now I'm going to perform for the light perception. So this test indicates you if you need prescription lenses or what prescription lens you need. So okay, I'm going to show a light and tell me if you see the light. Okay? Can you see the light? Yes. 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 Okay, thank you. So face the patient directly at distance of 60 to 90 centimeters. Instruct the client to cover the right eye of a card and look directly at your nose. Both hands is about 2 feet apart lateral to the patient's ear. Then slowly move the wiggling fingers along with the imaginary ball in upper and lower quadrant or temporal quadrant until the patient identifies. And ask the client if she already spotted the moving hand. Cover or closes the eye directly opposite of the client's covered eye and look directly at the client's nose. Holds an object with fingers, extend arm and move the object into the visual field from the various points of the periphery. Note the object should be an equal distance from the client and examiners. Ask the client to report then the moving object is first spotted and repeated above the steps of the other eye, reversing the process. So, Ma'am Shelly, tell me if you can see my moving fingers, okay? Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see
Yes,
it?
I can see it.
Can you see?
Yes.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
So now I'm going to assess for the visual inspection of the eyes. So visually inspect the eyes for alignment and symmetry. Inspect the eyebrows of hair distribution and alignment and skin quality and movement. So okay. I see that your hair is evenly distributed. Kindly move your eyebrows for me, please. Okay, thank you. So inspect the eyelashes for evenness and distribution of the direction of curl. Okay. So inspect eyelids for surface characteristics for the skin quality and the texture. Position in relation to the cornea, ability to blink, and the frequency to blink. So Ma'am Shirley, kindly blink. Okay, thank you. So inspect the lower eyelids when the client's eyes are closed. So kindly close your eyes. So okay, I see that your eyelids are evenly distributed. Okay, thank you. Inspect for the area over the lacrimal gland and lacrimal sac for swelling. Okay, and ask the patient to look up and depress the lower lid of the patient with one thumb afterwards to assess the sclera and the bulbar conjunctivae. So kindly look up, Ma'am Shelly. Okay, thank you. And inverted the eyelids to assess the palpebral conjunctiva. So, okay. So now we are going to assess for the direct and consensual pupillary action. Inspect carefully of each iris and pupil. Inspect each cornea and lens opacities, clarity, and texture. Shone a pen light from this side towards the eye or shone a pen light at an oblique angle to the eye and move the light slowly across the corneal surface. Ask the client to look straight ahead while doing so. So kindly look at my pen light, okay? Okay, so I see that your cornea is brown. Okay, thank you. Assess for pupils each direct and consensual reaction to light. So darken the room partially and ask the client to look into distance. Shone a light obliquely into each pupil in turn using a pen light approaching from the side. Look for direct consensual reaction. So Ma'am Shelly, I'm going to turn off the lights in order to assess for the pupil's direction and consensual reaction to the light. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. So now we are going to assess for each pupil's reaction to accommodation. Held an object or a pen light or a pencil about 10 centimeters from the bridge of the client's nose. And ask the client to look first at the top of the object, then at a distant object, and behind the pen light. Instruct the patient to alternate the gaze from the near to the far object. Observe the pupil response and alternate the gaze from near to the far object. And observe the pupil response. So kindly look at the top of the pen light and kindly look at the back of the pen light. Vice versa. So now we are going to assess for the ocular alignment arising from the extraocular muscles. From about 2 feet apart, directly into the front of the patient, show a light onto the patient's eye and ask the patients to look at it. Inspect the reflections in the corneas and look for direct and consensual reaction. So Ma'am Shirley, I'm going to show a light to you. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So now we are going to assess for the extraocular movements, looking for normal conjugate movement of the eyes in each direction or any deviation from normal nystagmus, lid lag, and convergence. So 2 to 3 feet in front of the patient and ask the patient to follow the examiner's finger or a pencil while making a wide H on the air. So look for any jerky movements of nystagmus on lateral gaze on upward gaze. So Ma'am Shirley, I have this pen light and I want you to follow the direction of the pen light, okay? Okay, so watch for a rim of sclera between the upper lid and the iris and move up and down. So now I'm going to assess for the test of convergence. So ask the patient to look at the examiner's finger as the examiner moves it towards the bridge of the nose. And check for any eye convergence. So Ma'am Shelly, look for this pen light and I will observe if there are any convergence in your eyes.
Okay.
Okay, good. So now we are going to summarize the information obtained during the working phase and discuss the findings to the client and discuss the client possible plans to resolve health concerns if present. So Ma'am Shelly, we are done with the assessment. So I'm going to summarize all the information that I've gathered. Rest assured all of this information will be secure and confidential.
Okay.
Okay, so it shows that in the assessing of the visuality of your right and left eyes and both sides has 20 to 20 over 200, it means this is good and normal. So then for the testing of visual fields, we can see that at my hands at 50 degrees in your upper field, then 70 degrees in your down field, and 50 degrees in your nasal field, which is good and normal. So for the visual inspection of your eyes, your hair distribution is good and evenly distributed. Eyes brows are symmetry and you can move it up and down, which is not in problem. So your eyelash is slightly curled, which is normal and that's good. Okay, and also you are able to blink around 15 to 20 minutes, which is normal. And in your lacrimal area, there are no swelling. So in your conjunctiva, it is transparent and your sclera is all white, which is normal and good. Okay. So your palpebral is pinkish and the uncongested iris and pupils size are normal. So your iris is light brown and these are no opacities as what I mentioned earlier. So for the assessing of the direct and consensual pupillary reaction to the light, your pupils reacted to the light side in your eyes is normal. So for the assessing of your accommodation, when you look at the object, it constricts, and when you look far away, it dilates, which is normal and good. Your pupil size is 3 millimeters, which is normal and good. So when performing the extraocular muscle, both of your eyes are coordinated, which is good and normal. For the convergence, it is also normal. Okay, so assess for the client's understanding the plan need for further teaching and provide the client the opportunity to clarify or ask or raise or any concern. So, Ma'am Shelly, I suggested you to keep your eye healthy by eating healthy foods that is rich in lutein, zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin E, because these foods helps you to maintain good eyesight. So, I also suggest you not to spend long hours of time using gadgets. And also, I suggested you to wear right pair of shades when you will go outside and when the weather is very hot, in order to protect your eyes from the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays. Okay, and thank the client and end then the interview politely. So, Ma'am Shelly, thank you for your time and cooperation. Okay, and also, perform hand washing in order to deter the spread of the microorganisms. And also, document the findings in the client record using the printed or electronic forms of checklists and supplemented by narrative notes when appropriate. Okay, Ma'am Shelly, thank you and have a nice day. And that's it for the proper return demonstration about the eye assessment.